5 things. I call these the 5 to thrive. And let's jot them down. It's a little symbol. We'll make it really simple for you. It starts with a triangle. And in that triangle, in the center of that triangle, I want you to write the word state. Because what controls your whole life is the mental, emotional state you're in. If you're in a pissed off state, it doesn't matter what's going on, you're not going to maximize your ability. If you're in a playful state, you're going to act very differently. So what is the state? What are the emotions I want to feel? And whether you feel it or not is controlled by 3 things to start with. The first thing at the base of that triangle, physiology. It just means the way you use your physical body. You want to embody the kind of energy, the kind of movement, the kind of gestures, the kind of intensity that would guarantee you to follow through. So you've got to bring a physiology, not just the thinking, to the table, right? And again, we teach this in great depth. But think of it this way. You have a different way of using your body if you're depressed than if you're excited. When you use your body a certain way, you're going to feel a certain way. I look at the way you use your body, and you can see while you're down. How many discovered that when you're in a high energy state, your body tends to lift up? And when you're in any kind of a painful state, you tend to drop down and tighten in some way. So you can just change your body and instantly change your biochemistry. If you stand like this for 2 minutes with your hands on your, on your hips like this, shoulders back, remember breathing fully, within 2 minutes, you'll see that massive increase, 20% increase in the testosterone level released in your bloodstream. Your stress hormone goes down by 25, and your risk tolerance goes up 33%, means you're more than willing to take a risk. So part of what controls your state is your physiology. The other thing that controls it, the second thing, is what you focus on. Whatever you focus on, you will feel. If you focus on the worst scenario, the world's coming to an end, you will feel like the world's coming in. If you picture it, if you imagine it, if you think about it, if you're supposed to meet somebody for dinner and they don't show up and you go, oh my God, what if they're in a car accident? You'll suffer like they were in a car accident. You'll feel it. Your experience is controlled by your physiology and your focus. In other words, what you feel can be changed that fast if you make a radical change in your body or a radical change in your focus. Focus equals feeling. Let's go back to physiology just for a moment. Can your physiology, your state, not only affect you, your state affects other people's states too. Like people say, oh, this person doesn't like me. Well, you oftentimes walk into a state that induces that. If you want to change your life, if you want to get on the path, the number one thing is putting yourself in the right state. How do you do it? Quick change in your physiology, radical change. Somebody comes to walk on the fire, they're scared to death. I can't. I go, well, if I said, I can't, I couldn't do it there. Stand tall, put your shoulders back, scream yes, go. And they go. 2 seconds ago it was impossible, now they do it. So your physiology and your focus are like gears that can get you on the path and accelerate the tempo that you make change with. The third one is the pattern of your language. Words equal meaning, and meaning equals emotion. If somebody does something, and after they do it, you go, that person is disrespecting me, or that person is challenging me, or is that person coaching me, or are they loving me? If you use disrespecting, you're going to feel very different than if you think they're loving on you. And we all have certain words that we use regularly that put us in a lousy state. Whenever we're uncomfortable, we use a word and sometimes make it worse. What are some words that describe negative feelings that you overuse? Pissed off, angry, sad, worried. And what are some new words you might replace them with that might make you laugh or smile or soften it a lot? Certain words will change your life. Here's what else will change your state. Just by changing your focus. How can you change your focus? Ask a better question. Ask and you shall succeed. If you say, how come I can never lose weight? Well, if you ask a lousy question, you're getting a lousy answer. Your brain's gonna go, because you're a pig, right? But if you say, how could I lose weight and enjoy the process, and you keep asking that, you might go, wow, I used to play racquetball when I was a kid, and I wasn't even trying to lose weight. I enjoyed myself, and I was like, maybe I should play racquetball. And you come up with a better answer. Better questions create better answers. If you really wanted to, how many of you could think of something right now that you could be proud of in your life? Something you pushed yourself to do, or something you did with your kids, or something you've done that you're proud of, or could be if you focused on it. So whatever you focus, you're going to feel. So you got to train yourself to focus in new ways. Again, this is why we do all the things we do, is to get this to be a habit. Focus and physiology, those two together. And then it's the words you use. The words are shaping you. And then what goes around this that makes the dashboard are the two other things, because I call this the 5 to thrive. Physiology first, focus second, language third, and then we put a little circle around it, and on the top we write, create a compelling future. It's the reason to use your skills. But then if something happens really rough in your life, sometimes you lose why to do this. So you need a compelling future. Like I said, anybody can deal with the difficult today if they have a compelling tomorrow to deal with. So you got to have why, the big why, what you're after. And then at the bottom, the fifth element of this process is you need an identity that shapes your choices. Who do you need to be to go to the next level? And who are you really at the level of your soul? What I really need to know is, okay, what's that person's physiology like? If they got habits of lousy physiology, it's the first place we start. Exercise will take you out of depression immediately if you do it. It'll change your biochemistry, it'll change your blood sugar. You got diabetes, the first thing you need is a little exercise that'll start to change your blood sugar. Physiology is first, and then what do we need to focus on? And then what's the language? Well, I got a compelling future, and have I strengthened my identity? You can change those 5 in seconds, and they'll start you or move you to the next level of your path. But if you tell a lie big enough, loud enough, long enough, over and over again, you believe it. Once you believe it, it's self-fulfilling. So how do we change it? Well, the way I did with me, remember I told you about my run? Is I did these incantations. I spoke words out loud with total focus, with a strong physiology, speaking out loud over and over again. More and more healthy. Every day and every day I'm getting happier and happier. And each time it created variety in my body. But I would do that for hours and days and weeks until it just became me. And I still do it. Before I go on stage, every time I do this thing with my body, on stage, even this little environment right here, simple, I'm sitting and so forth, I still want to give you my best. And so I do this little incantation. I now command my subconscious mind to direct me in helping as many people as possible today. I give me the strength, the emotion, the persuasion, the humor, the brevity, whatever it takes to show these people and get these people to change their life now. I have done that since I was 17 years old. I used to do it for 2 hours in the car driving at the top of my lungs, going to meet somebody I was going to influence so I could get them to change their life. People are driving their cars beside me, I look like a serial killer screaming at the top of my lungs in my Volkswagen. But remember what I said? Successful people do what the failures won't. Failures all learn this and go, I understand it, I tried it. Successful people say, I'm gonna do this 500 times a day, like Steph Curry. And then you go, aren't they a genius? Aren't they lucky? No, they did the work. That's why in the path, you've got to do what's hard and slay your dragons. Repetition that does that. But the more emotion, less repetition. If you have enough emotional intensity, you can wire yourself faster. And again, that's why we create these kinds of environments to make things like this happen.